Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our presentation of Office Etiquette Holiday Edition. I thought it would be fun to present our best office etiquette skills in the context of a holiday party since we are in the season of gathering to celebrate the end of the year and successes and wins within your company. So let us get started. So, first of all, the word etiquette comes from a simple French word that means ticket. Because back in the day, during special occasions, a ticket of instructions was issued to the masses dealing with how they should behave. What do you do in the midst of royalty? How do you handle well behaved attitudes in polite society today? So, the way to do that is to have a list of rules, a list of expectations, so that in the professional sense, these behavioral norms will apply to clients and colleagues to be able to act in their best interests in the presence of royalty or the upper echelons of society. So the word for etiquette comes from the French word ticket. So it will be hopefully a ticket to success in their daily life. Why does it really matter to have these kinds of rules and expectations? Basically, it's about respect. Respect is not just a word, it really is a way of being. It can guide daily routines for smoother interactions with your colleagues. It helps to level the playing field so everyone is equal. So, respect and etiquette is also about equality. Everyone needs to be on an equal playing field so that nobody is put at different standards within the office. It creates cohesion for the team. It gives everyone a sense of confidence so that even in a variety of settings, you know how to behave, you know how to interact with one another so that you have positive, good working outcomes. There's a great way of coexisting with each other, even in the midst of tension or discord. These are common, hopefully, common sense office behavioral norms that should also apply to holiday gatherings. So, when it comes to having good behavior, one of the first things is to be on time. It's punctuality. Now, when it comes to a holiday event in your office, you don't have to show up necessarily on time, but you do want to make sure you don't show up toward the very end of the event and expect to get full attention of all the crowd or to get the full experience of the event. So I would still try to show up within the middle of the scheduled time frame so that you can be seen, you can get to know your colleagues. It's a great time to be able to take a break from the routine of the office. And that timeliness can also pertain to when you exit. So if the time is set for a holiday event that, let's say, starts at 7 p.m. and ends at 11, make sure that you're pretty much saying your goodbyes at 11 p.m. You don't want it to linger into 11:15, 11:30, because everyone there that's putting things up or cleaning things up for the next day or for the next week, they want to get home too. So make sure that your timeliness also pertains to the time to exit. Now, for good office party events, also pertains to attire. Now, you're not going to go in to an office event dressed as though you're going to work, right? But you also don't want to go dressed as though you're going out clubbing around town necessarily. So it's kind of that middle ground. You want to make sure that you're still appropriate in the way that you dress. And if there's a question, ask your boss. If your boss doesn't know because it's put together by the overall organization, then ask your human resources representative. What is an appropriate attire for this event? Business casual? Is it a theme, for example? If it's a themed event, make sure that you know skirts lengths are appropriate, Guys are wearing the right, appropriate kind of clothing, nothing too, too racy, so to speak. And also, if you wear cologne or perfume, just make sure that it is also light and not too overwhelming. People who have allergies or people who have any kind of respiratory issue, that could be bothersome. So, in all things golden mediation, moderation, that is the key. So keep it sensible, keep it moderate in your tone. Now, you do want to go and be able to enjoy the overall environment. So eat, drink, and be merry, but again, in moderation. If there's a buffet or some kind of food service that's available, take small samples. Don't go in there expecting to just gorge out on a meal. If you have time before you go and you want to have a little snack or something at your house before you go to the big party, then maybe that's an appropriate way to curb your appetite. You don't want to graze at the buffet. You don't want to hover over a specific area of food. I was at a party one time, and there was an individual who really, literally, was hovering over the shrimp cocktail, and she was just eating the shrimp at the table, the buffet table. Absolutely no, 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 no. You don't do that. If there is a bar that is available or opened, again, drink in moderation, be sensible. The kind of the rule of thumb is a 2 drink maximum. That's there. It's not a hard course. Nobody's going to be watching you. There's not going to be the booze police that's going to be looking out for you, but just be sensible. And if you need to designate a driver that's there with you, or have the sense to call for an Uber, that's perfectly fine and good. If it's a paid bar or if it's a cash bar, they'll usually have glasses or something set up for tips. So I would recommend bringing some dollar bills and just tipping the bartenders who are there at that event. The one thing you want to keep in mind, obviously, for an office party event or holiday event is have fun. Certainly, you want to let your hair down. You want to be able to just relax a little bit, be able to introduce yourself to new people. So make sure that you kind of run the circuit, so to speak, get to know some new people that are there. Have fun, laugh, be good and up and running with your folks that's there. But do it in moderation. And I'm going to keep saying that word. Don't overdo it, basically. You always want to make sure that you're not the one on the dance room floor or you're up dancing on the tables, or anything like that. The boss is there. So it is a way to be seen by the boss, but also you want to be appropriate in how you end the party. So, again, it's a time to have a good time, but also you want to have that sense of etiquette and professional behavior kind of mixed in there as well. Parties are notorious for having cliques, having little tables of, groups of people who may gossip or they'll have hearsay about other departments or about other people that's there. You definitely want to keep the same etiquette rules at the holiday party as you have at the office. Avoid gossip. It does no one any good. It creates a culture of toxic work environments. It erodes trust. It could damage your work relationships that you have. Um, Look out for each other, because otherwise there could be an error of suspicion and disdain. If you get sort of the wind or get caught to be pulled into a circle of gossip, just politely excuse yourself. Maybe if it's somebody there that you may just gently let them know that this is probably not appropriate in the office and you really don't want to be part of that type of talk. It only breeds divisiveness, and eventually it could get around to your boss and, again, just create a toxic work environment. Even at an office party, you want to be polite. You always want to use those magic words, right? So be polite to everyone. If there is a request, say please. Ask for please. If there's a completion of a task, somebody asks, hey, while you're at the buffet, do you mind bringing me some extra napkins? If you're asking that kind of request, say thank you, obviously. Um, Gratitude is received, say you're welcome. If there's an error made, you bump into someone accidentally, or you drop a fork, or have someone stumble, whatever the case may be, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. Be polite to folks who are out there. And it would be nice if you could send a little thank you note to the organizer of the party, or if it was your boss who helped organize it, something to show your gratitude. They're not expected to give an office party or a gathering like this. So to show a sense of gratitude is always going to be a very professional thing to do and a very polite thing to do. It's obviously easier to have your cell phone out at an office party, to be able to check your email or text or take pictures and things like that. Again, do that very, very seldom. Don't have your phone out as your plus one at the party. You don't want that to happen. If at all possible, keep your phone turned on silent. But if you do have to take a call, it's best to leave the room. If you can go outside, go to a hallway, something to that respect would be much more appropriate than going cellular. You don't want to have cell yell and talk real loud on the phone because there's music playing in the background. So try to avoid taking calls or texting if you can at the party. Just excuse yourself and then come back and join the festivities. Everybody's going to take pictures. Everybody's going to take, they're going to have their phone out. They're going to take pictures and probably post it on social media somewhere. So be very, very careful of this, because some folks may not want their picture taken or to be posted on social media. So what do you do in that situation? If it's a group of people that are gathered and you're taking pictures, you might let them know to say, hey, does anyone object this going on our Facebook page? And honor their request if they decide not to have that posted. Sometimes before the party, there might be a list of rules that go out to everyone in the office to say, you know, photos will be taken. We're going to have a Facebook page that people can, log into to see, just to give everybody a heads up that there will be some, memorandum taken of the event. Also, if you're posting things privately or personally on your own site, always try to be positive in what you're posting. Make it a time that you're sharing some fun times with your colleagues. Your boss will probably see it, your colleagues will probably see it to some extent. So, the rule of thumb is always be appropriate and be polite to those who are in the picture with however you post it. These are just some quick tips for holiday gatherings in the office. I appreciate your time joining us for some of these. If you want any more information or you would like to contact us on other events, please do so at careers at wgu.edu. That website again is careers at wgu.edu is our email, and let us know how we can help you. Otherwise, have a great party event and end of the year, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks.